Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike the intern, Ned Reynolds on a Red Monday. Kansas City Chiefs definitely have control of their own destiny in their hands after some incredible defeats yesterday.
Well, the fact of the matter is, if the Chiefs win tonight over the Jacksonville Jaguars, there will be a three-way tie for first place in the AFC West. Of course, the Los Angeles Chargers going down, Denver Broncos winning. My goodness sake, who could have ever thought that would happen? Denver was behind 17-0, or 17-3, I should say, to Philadelphia, came back to win it, and that I don't understand. Philadelphia just let it go. They didn't run Saquon Barkley at all. Washington Commanders did dominate the Los Angeles Chargers. I thought that, hey, the Commanders with Jaden Daniels, a very good football team. So, yeah, no undefeated teams remaining in pro football now, with the Buffalo Bills going down last night to the New England Patriots. It's pretty strange, but the Chiefs have a big one tonight, and they can control their own destiny with a win.
Yes, they absolutely can. I heard a little bit of there was a little bit of a tone change when you talked about the green and white and not running Barkley yesterday. It was interesting because I watched pretty much the most part. I don't think I started until midway through the first quarter, but I finished the whole thing. And Romo and Nance were so high up on Sirianni. Just, this organization, yada, yada, yada. But then I hear you say that. How do you feel about the coaching performance yesterday against another Hall of Fame coach?
Well, indeed, I thought Denver Broncos coach did a great job of out-coaching Nick Sirianni in a way. But I don't understand Sirianni's game plan, nor that of the offensive coordinator, who is new this year and is a coach with whom I'm not familiar. But why Saquon Barkley? Is he injured or is he slowed up? They didn't run him. They ran passes instead, which is fine. They have a good aerial attack. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, and he has outstanding all-pro wide receivers. But Philadelphia, and I'm sorry to have to say this because I don't mean this in any way, but the officials got them on a couple of key plays that went against Philadelphia, and that took away a lot of their starts. One was an intentional grounding where they picked up the flag, and the other was an overwhelming interference call that wasn't called. Anyway, that's beside the point. The Eagles did lose the game and deserved to lose it.
I also would like to add, even though I am a homer for the Kansas City Chiefs, Broncos, more importantly, secondary on the defense is pretty outstanding. So it'll be interesting to see what they bring us when we face off with them in Denver in November. On
Christmas night.
Well, yeah, that's after we already see him, though. We got to see him first. We've got another weekend of college football for the most part under wraps. Pretty insane weekend there as well, man.
How on earth UCLA ever beat Penn State, I'll never tell you. UCLA is one of the weakest teams in all of Division I football. Penn State, nationally ranked. And Penn State goes out to the Rose Bowl, which is where UCLA plays their home games, and loses 42-37. I do not understand how that could happen. Penn State is defensive-oriented and allowed UCLA to score all these points. I'm just astounded at that happening. Final Texas somehow losing to Florida down in Gainesville. Texas is better, but hey, the Florida Gators are coming on 29-21. Cincinnati hosting Iowa State. Cincinnati beat Iowa State in Cincinnati, Ohio. And folks, watch out for Alabama. The Tide may have started slowly, but they're really coming on. The Vanderbilt team they beat on Saturday is a really good football team. They're solid. They play tough defense. They're a good team. They had Alabama really perspiring rather than, say, sweating, because they perspire really down the stretch. 30-14 is a very misleading final score. Alabama did get the win. And Alabama plays Missouri this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. I cannot believe K-State dropped the ball against Baylor. In Baylor, just complete control of the game. Probably one of the first times I've watched Avery Johnson play as a K-State fan and being like, okay, yeah, I can see what they're seeing in this kid. He's throwing dimes, he's reading coverage, he's doing so good, and then here comes the fourth quarter and done by 3. Just heartbreaking of a season for me. All right, we are getting closer and closer to the championship in NASCAR, aren't we?
It's in the 1st of November, and they'll run it in Phoenix, Arizona. The field is down to 8 now. The road race, which was run yesterday, now I say a road race, it's a combination road race and regular NASCAR oval. It's called the Roval. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina, combination of races. But when road racing is involved or street racing, Shane Van Gisbergen is unbeaten, 5-0 this year. He won the race yesterday in Charlotte, but he did not make the playoffs. He's been eliminated from that, even though he won that race. So Van Gisbergen gets the win, and indeed it was a heck of a race. They go out to Las Vegas now this weekend.
And I wanted to comment, too. I was really curious about how he would do since this was a combo road oval thing, because he's dominant at the road, but I wanted to see if he could kind of dominate the combo, and it seems that guy has an edge against everyone for some reason in those things. But either way, I know that you're not doing any racing anytime soon. In addition to all the incredible football that we saw all weekend long, the baseball playoff machine continues, and man, some bats were hot over the weekend.
Oh, especially the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah,
they are swinging some lumber to paraphrase, I should say, many of the announcers around the country. They're swinging it. They had a 13-1 lead over the New York Yankees, and go ahead and beat them 13-7. You knew the Yankees wouldn't remain quiet for too long, but that was way too much to overcome. Big story here is the Blue Jays' prize rookie. It's a kid named Trey Yesavage. He allowed 0 hits in the 5 1/3 innings that he pitched. Now, it took him out with a no-hitter going. Why? Well, it was already said. He's only going to throw a certain number of pitches, and from that, we're going to take him out no matter what the situation is. Well, the Blue Jays were ahead 12-1 at that, actually 12-0 at that time, and Yesavage had struck out 11. He's just a kid. This is 5 1/3 innings, big kid from East Carolina. Actually, he's from the Philadelphia area, but from East Carolina University. And he had him going. Now, the relief corps came in, and it was a different story. The Yankees were able to tee off on them, but the margin was too much. Toronto 13, the Yankees 7. Toronto leads now 2-0. Out on the West Coast, Seattle and Detroit. Well, the Detroit Tigers gained the lead over the Mariners in the 8th inning, but back came Seattle with the 2 runs, and the Mariners got it 2 runs in the 8th and beat the Detroit Tigers 3-2. That evens their series at a game apiece.
Yesavage's story is incredible to me. The kid's 22 years old. It makes he started in the Blue Jays low A at the beginning of the season, and here he is, game 2 against arguably one of the toughest teams in all of baseball, and just shuts them down.
No, it's not a surprise. He was the number 1 draft choice by the Blue Jays last year, only 2024, and already he's pitching in the playoffs, and he will pitch further on. He's a really, really tough. All these guys coming up now, these young kids, they can all throw so hard.
Man.
How long they're going to be around, that remains to be seen.
I feel like we're going to start to see kind of like what we've seen in the NFL, where you get running backs that give us about 3 to 5 years, and then they gone after that. But you know what? In his case, he's a stud and was overall, but you rarely see someone start there and end up here. It's pretty incredible.
Well, to have the poise, that's just it, because this is a pressure situation. National television, full house, 50,000 fans in Rogers Center. It's all together. It weighs on these guys, but they're able to overcome it because they have learned how to do it.
Yeah, but I will say this: the New York Yankees, now that they've seen him, they'll see him again. So if they it ain't gonna happen this series, but down the road, I'm sure. All right, we do have, obviously, Monday Night Football for the Kansas City Chiefs, but that's not just what's going on. We have some more playoff baseball today, don't we?
2 games, both in the National League. Philadelphia and Los Angeles play in Philly. And, they have this great complex in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park and Lincoln Financial Field. They're right next to each other, which is one of the reasons why Philadelphia did not play Los Angeles yesterday. But over and above that, boy, it's been a losing area. Phillies lost on Saturday. Eagles lost yesterday. What's going to happen tonight? Anyway, the Dodgers and Phillies played late this afternoon around 4:30 our time. And then the Milwaukee Brewers host the Chicago Cubs tonight in Milwaukee. The Brewers lead that series 1-0. They hit the Cubs pretty hard on Saturday. So we'll see how things shape up, but the National League games are today.
I love what Ohtani said about going back to Philly and just how just posed he was, but just referring to how much he loves your cheesesteaks.
Ohtani's a funny guy.
Dude, I know he is. And then he's just going to hit 4 on you. All right, in addition to that, of course, like I mentioned, the Kansas City Chiefs, Monday Night Football. I hope they're not sleeping on Jacksonville. They can bite you, but at the same time, if the Chiefs get the dub, we're back in a tie in first place in our division, so we have to get this done.
Well, when New England won last night over Buffalo, I said, what is this? Well, it's pro football. These are professional athletes, and Jacksonville's no slouch, folks. They have a very good team. Trevor Lawrence is really coming on as a QB. They have Travis Hunter, the kid from Colorado, who goes both ways. He's defense and offense on the ball club. Terrific receiver and great D-back. So Jacksonville can play. Knocked off the San Francisco 49ers last time they played out in Santa Clara, California. So it's a team that is capable, and this is Monday night on their home field. Chiefs are favored, but we'll have it right here. Ned Talk begins at 5 to 6. Chiefs pregame show 6 to 7. Game time about 7:15, 7:20.
All right, get out of here. You got plenty of time to go take a nap before you come back. And Ned Talk at 5. Have a good day, and we'll see you then.